Okay, so let's build another arcade machine. It's a nice day in this November morning, so it'd be a shame to waste it. So yeah, let's just get cracking. I'm not one for measuring or planning much, and the previous cabinet I made, where I just played it by ear, seemed to turn out pretty well. But I plan on building on what I learnt in my first cabinet and applying those additional skills into this one. So stage one is to get the control panel all measured. I'm basically winging it. I'm using the width of the monitor I intend to use to gauge how wide I want the panel, and with my bag of controller bits, using the buttons to measure out and space out the holes accordingly. My previous builds, I used a Dremel to mill these out, and it's really hard with a Dremel, especially because MDF, it heats up really quick and it scorches really easily, and that makes things incredibly difficult. Now I had the right drill bit, and this took me next to no time at all. It actually took longer to measure it all out. But yes, here is the panel. I plan to have 6 buttons and the joystick hole here, and the start and select buttons I'm going to have somewhere probably at the top with the coin operator, with the coin slots at the top, or maybe down the sides. I haven't quite decided yet. As I said, I'm playing it by ear, but at the minute this is what it looks like. So let's put in the buttons. And here we have the buttons. Now, admittedly, I think I've spaced them too far apart. I'm not really sure yet. But yeah, learning every day. The nice thing about these is they've got a bit of a lip on them, okay? And that allows me to hide any mistakes. So if you've drilled the hole a little bit too sketchily, so it's a bit wonky around the perimeter, doesn't matter. As long as the button goes in, that plastic lip hides it really well and keeps things looking rather neat on the surface. Likewise, with the joystick, you have this plastic sleeve which just drops down over the hole, and again hides any sketchily milled out hole. But yeah, it's looking rather good. I'm quite pleased with it. It's looking a lot neater than my previous builds, and I think that's down to just practice, basically. Yeah, it's just practice and just learning from the mistakes that I made previously. Okay, so that's the control panel planned out and drilled out. Okay, so now the control panel has been properly measured and milled out. I've made a start on the frame, and it's a pretty simple structure, held together by screws and wood glue, but you get the idea. My advice would be to measure twice and always write on the bit of wood where it's going to go, because you'll end up with so many pieces cut that you won't know where they go. It's a bit like a jigsaw, but you don't know what the overall picture is going to be. I also included a select button here on the bottom, because now I have the correct tool. I can mill them out pretty quickly and easily, but the idea is to have a coin slot along the top with start buttons as well. So there you have it. That is the progress so far, and I'm really happy. Okay, things don't quite match, don't quite fit, but that's not a problem, because as we progress and I cover it with vinyl, you get to hide a lot of these mistakes. So I'll show you all that later on. But yeah, as it stands, I'm pretty pleased with it. Okay, onward. Okay, so that's where I am so far. I have absolutely no idea how long this build is going to take, but it seems to have got off to a good start, considering I didn't plan very much. I just made sure I had the right tools and enough materials just to get me started, basically. And that's all anybody really needs. Just make a start. The hardest step of any project is taking that final step. The second part of any project is finishing the thing, and I definitely plan to finish it, but I'm not sure when. But I will keep posting update videos as and when I do, and hopefully these videos encourage people to have a go. I'm no expert by any means, as you can probably tell, but if you get stuck and need to ask a question, then please pop a comment or drop me a line, and I'll do my best to answer them. Alright, see you next time. Bye bye.